Hello, this is Titus, the creator of Burnout, and today I'm going to teach you how to play. Burnout is a really fun card game, but it's also an intense workout. On account of that, you're going to want to make sure that you warm up before you get started. One way to do that is to do a variety of the workouts starting slowly, then building up speed. Just make sure that you can safely go full speed on all of the workouts before you get started. The object of the game is to get in an awesome workout and have a lot of fun doing so. That's why you're playing a card game workout, right? To do this, you'll compete to be the player who scores the most points over the course of 3 rounds. You'll score those points by doing workouts to take cards. So let's take a look at those cards. On the face side of each card is the name of a workout with an illustration of how to do that workout underneath. If you're not sure how to do any of the workouts, you can visit the Kudoqua website to see a short video demonstration. Then, in the top right corner is the number of reps of that workout that you need to do in order to take the card. Finally, at the bottom is the scoring. More on that later. Now to set up the game. Shuffle the deck and count out face down a single stack of cards that has 12 cards per player. So for a 2-player game, you'd count out 24 cards. For a 3-player game, count out 36 cards, and so on. You can set the remaining cards off to the side for use in later rounds. Then, take off the top of the deck 1 more card than there are number of players. So for a 2-player game, take off 3 cards. For a 3-player game, take off 4 cards, etc. To start each round, flip over the cards that you placed next to the deck face up all at the same time. Basically, the way that the game plays is that each player chooses any one of those cards, does a specified number of reps of that workout, and once they've completed those reps, they get to take the card as their own. Set it face up in your own little pile where the other players can see what you have. Then replace that card with a new one off the top of the deck. Keep working hard until the deck is exhausted and all the cards have been taken. So that's basically how you play. However, there's a few details you'll want to know. First of all, it will almost certainly happen that at some point in the game, multiple players will go for the same card. Whenever that happens, it's simply a matter of whoever completes the workout and takes the card first gets to keep it, the other player gets nothing. As much as you might want to, you can't even apply those reps toward a future card. Reps can only be counted towards cards that are currently face up. Also, if you're working on one card when another player turns up another card that you want even more, you can stop doing the card that you're on and switch to that card. Once you've done the reps to complete that card, you can go back, and if the original card is still there, you may complete however many reps you had left and then take that one as well. When it comes to counting reps for workouts that have mirror actions, where you do an action on one side and then the exact same action on the other side, each action counts as 1 rep. For example, when you're doing jump lunges, every time you jump, that counts as 1 rep. Now, let's talk about the different types of cards. There are 8 colors of cards, 7 of which are scoring cards. For these, you'll just set the cards in your pile until the end of the round. But the red cards are steal cards. These must be used right away. Whenever you take a red steal card, you'll look around, see what the other players have taken, and choose any one of those cards to take as your own and set it in your own pile. Now let's talk about the scoring cards. At the end of each round, you'll add up your total number of points taken from scoring cards. Teal cards are the easiest to score. Each card is simply worth the number of points listed at the bottom, either 2, 3, or 4. Yellow and green cards are a little more exciting, as these cards require multiple cards in order to score. 2 green cards are worth 7 points, and 3 yellows get you 12. However, if you have just one of these cards, or even 2 yellows, then you get nothing. So they're a bit risky, but that risk pays off with a little higher point return. Also, you might find it useful to take just one of these cards in order to get the color bonus, but we'll get to that at the end. Next are the royal blue cards. For these, you'll compete to be the player who has the most burpees reps. Now notice it's the number of reps that count, not the number of cards. Each burpees card requires either 3, 5, or 7 reps to take. So it's possible that one player might have 2 3-rep cards for a total of 6 reps, while another player has just 1 card worth 7 reps. Since that player has more reps, they get the 10 points for first place, and the other player gets the 5 points for second. In the event of a tie, points are split evenly, rounding down to the nearest whole point, and if it's a tie for first, the players split both the first and second place points. So in a two-way tie for first, both players get 7 points. Finally, the orange, light blue, and purple cards. These cards have a series of 5 numbers along the bottom, and these numbers correspond to how many cards of that color you have. So if you have 1 card of that color, you get the first number of points, 2 cards, the second number of points, and so on. 2 oranges are worth 4 points, 4 oranges are worth 16 points, etc. In the rare event that a player gets more than 5 cards of one of these colors, that player gets the full amount of points for the first 5 cards, and then the scoring resets for the remaining cards. So if you had 7 orange cards, you'd get 25 points for the first 5 cards, and the remaining 2 cards would be worth 4 points. Here's a brief explanation of the strategy for these 3 colors. The orange cards go up exponentially, so if you get just 1 or 2 of these cards, they're not really worth your while, but if you can get 4 or 5 of them, they're one of the most valuable cards in the whole game. Light blue cards are the opposite. If you can pick up 2 or 1 or 2 of these cards, then that's a solid gain, but once you get past that point, they're not really worth the effort. Finally, the purple cards are very erratic and don't follow a consistent trend. In fact, you can even lose points by going from 2 cards to 3. But if you get a 4th card, then your score goes up by 10 points. So tread carefully when it comes to purples. So that's an explanation of the scoring cards. However, there's one more way to score points which turns out to be quite powerful, and that is the color bonus. If you can get 1 card of each of the 7 different colors of scoring cards, then you get a bonus 8 points. Now remember, steel cards are not scoring cards, so you won't need red cards for this. It's often difficult in the midst of the game to keep track of whether you have all of the scoring cards or not, so the easiest way to do this is to group the cards by color, and just remember that there are 7 colors, not counting red, that you need to get the color bonus. Once you've finished tallying up your score for the round, then it's on to round 2 and then on to round 3. At the end of that, the player with the most total points is the winner. If you want to, you can try playing more or fewer rounds, but a 3-round game is considered standard, and as long as you're working hard to score as many points as you can, it should be a pretty challenging workout. And that brings us to one last point about the game. Remember, as much fun as Burnout is, you are playing in order to get in an awesome workout, right? However, you will be tempted to start compromising on the quality of your reps, especially when you're racing another player to get the same card. When you're in the middle of a close game and you're racing against that other player to get that last push-ups card, it's going to be tempting to throw form out the window, nod your head a little bit, wiggle your elbows, and call that a push-up. But that totally takes away from the effectiveness of your workout. And honestly, is it that fun to take a card knowing that you didn't really earn it? However, when you have the discipline to do high-quality, focused reps, even when you're tired or the game's on the line, then you're all set for an awesome workout and a lot of fun on the way. Win or lose, that's the real reason to play Burnout. So with that, work hard and have a lot of fun playing Burnout.